Hey you! If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? You don't know? Perfect, because neither do I, so today I'm going to build my ideal dream house, whatever that may be. Since I might actually end up caring about this build, I'm going to set up a block palette, which is something I never do. I like to freestyle with my builds, pick out a few blocks and work with the colours that come out in my mind. You know, I think that's the best way to go. Alright, this is enough of a palette. I have an idea in my mind. I think I'm just going to start building. Let's start off with a strong foundation. I don't want this house to just sit on the ground. What do you think I am, a peasant? No, this house has got to be like elevated. It's got to be off the ground where the peasants can't reach it, okay? This is my dream house, okay? This isn't some commoner's shack. I'm putting effort into this foundation as well. Even the bottom of my house can't be lacking. It's got to be big. It's got to be riese. Yes, beautiful. They say the things most worth in life are things you need to work hard for. Well, I agree. So I tell you what, I'm not going to be using any mods for this. None at all. No world edit, no nothing. I don't know why I brought up world edit. I've literally never used it ever. The only thing I've ever used is /fill commands and structure blocks. They have a saying in Spain, you know. They say if a house doesn't have an entrance, it's just a concrete box. Except they say it in Spanish. I'm beginning to realise I've overshot the scale on this house a bit. By the time I'm finished, you could actually run around this thing and it would probably count as a marathon. Alright, the foundation is done. Look at that, that's looking amazing. Now we can move on to the good stuff, the house itself. I fancy my mansion with a circular entrance. I know, in a game made of blocks, it's crazy. How daring am I? Would you look at that, it's not only circular, but it's also blue. The walls of my house are going to be made from the blood of my enemies. You better remember that, because that's going to be on the test. And yes, there will be a test. If you don't get full marks, we can't be friends. A house is a bit like a guy with one leg. If it doesn't have supports, then it's gonna fall down. What you're looking at now is the blueprint for my dream house, and this drawing took me, let me check, 17 hours, 31 minutes and 22 seconds on the dot, so you better appreciate it. Next up is windows, because everybody needs windows, unless you're blind, in which case I suppose you don't have any use for them. But I'm not blind, so I do have use for them. Even with windows, what use are they if they aren't overly detailed? Oh, it's beautiful. It's like if capitalism were a house. A gold block in the window. Gotta find a way to flex that wealth somehow. Moving on to the second story, because really, did you think I'd be satisfied with just one? I want this house to tower over everything. I want people to look at this and go, damn, that is a nice house. It just occurred to me that I could also have a garden. I don't need a garden, but I could have one. I suppose that's what happens when you're rich. The good thing about builds like this is you can just turn your brain off and listen to music while you do it. Really good experience, I really recommend it. Speaking of music, here's a few things I was listening to while doing this, and yes, this was just an excuse to advertise my playlist. Originally I was gonna have like 5 floors on this house, but now that I'm realising how massive this already is, I think I might just stick to 2. That's fine though, what I lack in size I make up for in personality. That's what my girlfriend tells me anyway. How dreadful would it be to own a house like this in real life though? Imagine waking up at 3 AM for a glass of water and having to walk half a mile to your kitchen. Oh yeah, time for the roof. You know what they say in Spain? They have a saying for this. They say a house without a roof is just a concrete box. With a house this giant, you could host a football match in your broom cupboard. I'm joking, I don't keep my brooms in the cupboard. They're openly gay. Get it? Like in the closet, in the cupboard. Cupboard is the UK word for cloth. You know what? Fine, it was a bad joke. Oh yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. When you stand at this angle, it almost looks finished. Ain't no way I'm gonna build the other side. I'm just gonna copy and paste it with structure blocks. I just remembered I've got the IQ of a baked potato and have no idea how these things work. That's fine. There are people smarter than me on the internet who know how to solve my problem. Thank you, Manfred Ganmore, you're a better man than I. Well, that seemed to solve my problem. There's no way my incompetence can screw this up now. Wrong! I had guidelines and I still managed to mess this up. I pasted the thing on backwards. Well, better fix this. Don't worry, I won't make you suffer and watch. We'll catch up later once things are back on track. And we are back. Although that was just a second for you, this was hours worth of work for me. Doesn't matter though, I actually really enjoy seeing this thing come together. Alright, now for the most important part, the inside. They have a saying for this in Spain, you know. They say a house without an interior is just a concrete box. Maybe lower your hopes for this section because I am really bad at interior design. I didn't even really plan it out this far. I've got no idea how many rooms I want or what I'm gonna put in them. What am I even meant to do with this amount of space? I've got no idea what people do with houses this big. At least now I can explore some of my wildest fantasies, like having a pantry. Always wondered what that feels like. Oh, to have more space than I know what to do with. Maybe I'd just start adopting a bunch of animals. That wouldn't be a bad way to fill up a mansion. We could have a room dedicated to each animal, so we could have one for condor, one for pangolins, even the really obscure animals like cats and dogs. You know, there's a real temptation to add a basement to this house, but that's adding even more space, and I already don't know what to do with the space we've got on this floor, let alone the second one. I'm being very deliberate with where I put the rooms. I want every single room to have a window. Natural light is important to me. Probably not gonna have doorways though. Gotta be honest, I quite like the arch design. These rooms look weird and plain. I'm gonna add some supports in here. Without any interior, this looks scarily like the back rooms. Building this house is making me feel all bougie. I'm gonna add a fancy trim. This place needs some lighting if I'm gonna see my way around. Ideally, in my dream house, I'd have electrical lighting, but this is Minecraft and redstone lamps are way too much effort. Okie dokie, lighting is done. Look at that, doesn't that just look amazing? Alright, I'm gonna go and do the interior and I'll catch up with you later and I'll give you a house tour. Hello you flamboyant little ink spills, we are back for the house tour. I might have gotten a little bit distracted and done more than just the interior, so now we have a little bit of a front garden. Stepping inside, the first thing you're gonna notice is this still looks like the back rooms. I know, I should have changed it, I just didn't. First room we got is the kitchen, which every good house needs. It's got cupboards stocked full of snacks, a classic pizza oven, because I had oven pizza once and it was so good. We got cat bowls here. I know they don't look like cat bowls, just trust me, that's what they are. We have, you know, the kitchen sink, the fridge, all the necessities. Trust me, this is a kitchen and it's a good one. Across the hall, we have the living room, which, you know, you don't need much in a living room. You just need a TV, a comfy sofa, some plants for decoration, and, you know, that's really all there is to see in here. Not very interesting, just a place to chill out and relax. Coming out of the living room, down the hall, we've got this nice open plaza area near the stairs. Got a little coffee table with some chairs here if you want to sit down, read a book, play a game of chess. I've got a bar in my house. I'm not even a drinker and I have a bar in my house. Maybe you could have your lads over for the evening, have a few beers, watch some Netflix. And last but not least, we have a grand piano, because if you don't know, I can actually play piano in real life. Don't ask for a sample, I'm not very good. Ooh, this room's got a door. What could be behind this? I wonder. It's a bathroom. Nothing secret, nothing special, just your plain old bathroom. Nothing much to see in here. At the end of the hall, we have a quiet room. If you want to be away from the noise of life and other people, you can come in here and just have a seat for a few minutes. Opposite the bathroom, we have a guest bedroom, because what's the point in having a house this big if you're not going to have other people staying in it? Moving swiftly along to my storage room, I have terrible attachment issues and this is where I store everything I can't let go of. Across the hall, we have a room dedicated to my pets. This is a cat tree, don't judge, I know it's terrible. And then we have the 4 cats that are based on cats I have in real life. We have Mitz, we have Bumble, we have Smudge, we have Moof. At the end of this hall, we have a boogie room. This room is designed specifically for blasting music as loud as you can and dancing till your little heart's content. If you're not dancing in this room, you're not using it correctly. First floor done, let's head upstairs. The first thing you're going to notice coming up here is a dining table for the whole family to enjoy a Christmas dinner at, or just any dinner. We also have this new wood type which works perfectly as plates, so now we have some pretty convincing plates and cups. You ever woken up in the middle of the night fancying a snack but you've been too lazy to go to the kitchen? Well, that's what this is for. This is right next to my bedroom and it's a mini snack bar stuffed with snacks specifically for me to munch on in the middle of the night. It's perfect. Speaking of my bedroom, let's take a trip to the master suite now. Here it is, with a nice triple bed and a good large window right above it. It's underwhelming, right? There's not much in here. Well, to be honest, that's kind of the point. A bedroom is meant for sleeping, and when you've got this many rooms, you can fill them with whatever you want. So I don't really need much in here. Right next to my bedroom, we have my own personal library. I really like reading, so I've always wanted a library in my house. I'm a big fan of fantasy books and horror. Really big on Stephen King at the moment, so gotta have a library in there somewhere. Ah yes, this is where the magic happens. My gaming / editing / whatever room. This is my room. This is where I'm going to have my PC and my couch. You know, it's just a chill room for me, you know. I tried my best at making a PC setup. It is surprisingly difficult on this scale. We have a lamp there on the left, a microphone using the wither skull. Look, I tried. I know it doesn't look very good, but just trust me, this is the best you're going to get. Behind the stairs, we're heading to our next room, which is my very own studio. Now, I used to do do acting in real life before I stopped it to pursue other things, so I thought having a green screen room in my mansion would just be perfect. I would have time to do YouTube and other studies, but I'd also have time to, dabble in my hobbies here and there. We've even got a green screen and a camera. It is just perfect. See? I'm already making use of it. Across the hall, we have my very own home gym. Now this was kind of a last-ditch effort at filling up the space because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even work out in real life. This is purely for decorative purposes. Oh my goodness, it's another door! What could be behind this one? Is this where I keep the bodies of my enemies? No, it's another bathroom. Of course it's another bathroom. Across the hall from the bathroom, we have another guest room. Look, I was really running out of ideas here, so I just switched the guest room from red colour to blue colour. I don't know either, okay? I was desperate. Last but not least, we have another master suite. I actually designed this room for my mum. My mum likes reading, so it's got a bookshelf and it's got a little desk where she can read all her books at. I thought it was quite sweet, actually. Because real talk, what's the point in having a house this big if you're not going to share it with the ones you love? Alright, my little umbilical cords, thank you for lending your ear to my nutjob ramblings. I appreciate you sticking around for my house tour. Thank you, love you, bye bye.